I want to talk about sacred cows. Sacred cow is defined as an idea, custom, or institution held, especially unreasonably, to be above criticism, with reference to the Hindus' respect for the cow as a sacred animal. I am an educated young lady, but I am also a Southern lady, be that good or bad. It is part of who I am. Not all that I am, but it is part of who I am. Specifically, Tennessee, Middle Tennessee area, Clarksville, and Nashville. I am wanting to talk a little bit about sacred cows that we have here, and that I think also we have in general in America. One of the sacred cows that we have is that men are inherently better. I respect men. I respect their role in society. I respect the position that they often are in as far as certain stereotypes. I do not limit them to that, but I respect them. I do not respect them unduly, though, and blindly. We have a belief as a society, I think, that they are above question, and when challenged, that is something that can be very destructive. We have a belief as a society not to expect as much of them, and you can see that in damaging relationships and damaging situations in employment, as far as with coworkers or bosses. That is a sacred cow, because if I say that, somebody is going to think I am trying to have a movement, or that I do not respect or like men, and I actually really do. Another sacred cow that we have here is there is racism, but there is also a lot of anger and racism that comes from minority groups. There are minority groups that are incredibly damaging to the general society as far as with their attitudes and beliefs, just the same as there are incredibly damaging attitudes from majority groups to the general society. That exists. To pretend that that does not exist is dangerous, ignorant, naive. We have here a propensity to have an idea of social change due to the fact, I believe, we are in the South and we have some pre-existing stigmas about us that we are trying to combat, particularly since Nashville is growing as a quote-unquote it city, that we want to show that we are evolved and modern. The problem with that is, first of all, we have an influx of a bunch of people coming in from all over the country with different beliefs, and specifically Nashville and Middle Tennessee, as in every area, I'm sure, have their own particular idiosyncrasies to them. So it can be easy to step on somebody's toes, is what I'm trying to say. Secondly, also, we are pushing ahead with a progressive nature that necessarily not everybody is behind, or, and here's the most important thing that I want to talk about, the sacred cow of people exploit this. They say that they stand for something that they don't actually stand for in order to promote a business or an idea or a city. That can cause massive corruption. If you are saying that you actually believe in women's rights or minority rights or sexual rights, those can be easily used and seen by people that have bad intent in their heart to rise position and power and spread discord. What I truly see happening is there are people that have extremely terrible points of view towards women that are pushing this information out. The link that was on News Channel 5, the YouTube link that's on their page that was describing a woman that had gotten attacked. This is Nashville News Channel 5, describing a woman that had gotten attacked. First of all, I truly believe is false, as in completely made up an act. But secondly, there's a video of it, and the link, the YouTube link's description of it says, "These hoes are." Okay, like if you look at the link, it says, "These hoes." There are a lot of anger, poverty, injustice, and unhealthy behaviors happening within Nashville and Tennessee in regards to race, inequality, social injustices. These are happening on both ends, and they are very strong and not always apparent. It can also be people that just are done with society as a whole because they were outcasted by society as a whole. They just don't feel like they fit in. They don't agree or want to abide by the total law rules of society, as in they do not think that there should be a police station at all. They do not think that that is okay. They do not want to abide by that ever. That is not a race thing or a gender thing. They just do not agree actually with the fundamental rules of the government and our society as a whole. So they particularly get enjoyment from causing pain. They will pretend to be people, think things, actually create play acts in life and spread that out there. That is happening here. I'm not lying. That would be a sacred cow for me not to say this. These hoes are is a incredibly destructive thing for women here and children here. We often are suffering from having women and children get looked down upon here. A sacred cow to that is women do this to one another. That is a terrible thing. A sacred cow to that also is that if you are speaking about that you somehow do not truly respect and appreciate men. I do. I really do. I can identify with many aspects of them and their ways of thinking. I also truly identify and intimately identify with the female, more stereotypical way of emotion. I think it's incredibly important that I spread this information about these underground or unseen kind of sources that are out there communicating about us, because they are false. They cause people to relive past hurt. Sometimes it's done by people that literally are just trying to undermine everything. And sometimes it's done by people that are extremely angry and they are intending to hurt. I do not think it's healthy not to mention it as in a sacred cow, that we will not mention that this is going on because it's too destructive.